And we are joined by absolute royalty, Liam Santamaria. The man, the legend, Cal Bruton, two-time champion, one as a player, one as a coach, and the man who really set the table for the NBL as part of the group that were the first superstars of basketball in this country. And Cal, so good to have you join us, mate.
Yeah, thank you, Liam. It's good to be here. It really is.
First of all, New York is in the building. New York, stand up.
There's a lot of New Yorkers in the building at the moment. I'm so surprised. I walk in and sit next to the gentleman, Marquise, and he was representing Mitch Creek and Sobey, and he says to me, I said, "Oh, bro, where you from?" He says, "New York." I said, "Oh, whereabouts in New York?" He said, "Queens." I said, "Queens? What school did you go to?" He said, "Junior high school, 231. I went there too.
Hey.
That's how small the world is.
Nice. Cal, we know your name alongside Leroy Loggins' name blesses the championship trophy here for the Blitz, the Loggins Bruton Cup. You're a part of this tournament year in, year out. How do you enjoy it year in, year out, coming and being a part of this event?
Oh man, it's wonderful. I feel very honored and privileged to have my name on something. It doesn't hang up in anybody's buildings, but this is probably far surpassed my imagination. Obviously being with the Triple L and won a championship with them, lost a couple of championships against him, but he's he's been the guy that's kind of raised the bar for Australian basketball in the early days, indicated by a statue that he has outside of the Bundu Stadium. But there was a lot of other guys that came along at those years, but I had to carry more weight. I was a player, I was a coach, I was a director of coaching, covering all the schools, running camps, doing videos for all the young kids, and I'm proud to see a lot of those guys now running programs all over the country. So, 40 years has gone by real quick, And of course, my son is involved in the league, which is a blessing, and I got 4 other sons coming up, still involved in the league, so in the game, I should say. So it's been a pretty special journey, and I feel blessed.
How did you get to Australia?
From a trash truck, bro. It was kind of funny. I tried out with the San Antonio Spurs back in 1977, and I actually made it through to the veteran camp. Played with George Gervin, Iceman, and Dr. K, and I was cut after the 4th preseason game. So I went back to New York, taught school, received a call from a gentleman said that Kansas City was interested in me. So I hustled back out to Wichita, tried out with Kansas City. Phil Ford was there, Marlon Redmond. I was released after a week. But a gentleman who saw me at that camp thought I was nice enough to play somewhere, and he became the director of coaching in Queensland. He called me up and said, "I got a job for you." I said, "Well, how much you paying?" He said, "How much?"
New York, that's the New York mentality.
That's the line. He said, "How much you making on that trash truck?" I said, $400. He said, "We'll pay you that." So off I came. I took that opportunity. My wife said, "Go get it out of your system. That way you can come back." I had the 2 young sons at the time. I said, "Okay." I came out and I landed in Brisbane with a fur coat and wool pants and boots, gloves, Sherlock Holmes hat in February. They was wondering, who is this black Eskimo who just arrived? So that was my launching pad. But I realized then that I had to make the most of it. I played in a little tin shed at Auchenflower Stadium and was able to get the job done. I led the league in scoring, and then opportunities came off that. Geelong offered me the opportunity to come bring my family to Australia, which was what I wanted to do, and they also gave me a chance to bring 2 of my mates, and we played in the Victorian League, and that's where I launched from there.
A couple of buckets from Isaac Turner as we've chatted, a throwdown from Fabian Krizlovic, and the NBL 1 All-Stars actually this quarter, 18-14, showing out a little bit, working their way back into this. They're down by 16. Cal, as part of your journey, you spent some time playing down here for the Hobart Tassie Devils. Got the Blitz in town at the moment. There's some momentum and talk building about NBL basketball returning to Tasmania. What are your thoughts on the that movement, that momentum that's building?
I think it's a wonderful thing. I believe that basketball should be truly national. One way to get that achieved is bringing a team down here in Tasmania, then Canberra. the capital.
Yeah.
But Tasmania deserves it. You know, I coached down here from 1991 to 94. And it was at that point where we tried to unite the island because you really got the Northwest, you got the North, and you got the South. I changed the team in the Tasmanian colors so everybody can get behind it. We had a recruiting splurge. I picked up Anthony Stewart, the local hero who became, he became a legend here, the GOAT of Tasmania. And then we just tried to bring in guys around it. My assistant coach, Bill Tomlinson, was also the champion Cebu coach. So we started to build a program. Unfortunately, we didn't have the right funding behind us. And in those early days, it was always a struggle. So you're going against the Perth Wildcats, who I had left. And they had Kerry Stokes as the owner, you know, billionaire. And here we are down here in Tassie just trying to get a major sponsorship. So we struggled 3 years. We were competitive, but we could never get the winning way. So after that, I thought let Bill take it over and try to roll it out from there. The program didn't succeed, but now with this and them winning Cebu championships and all the people in Tasmania who are hungry for NBL basketball, I think it's going to happen again.
Do you think the Taswegians will get behind it? We've seen sold-out crowds in Ulverston on night one, last night in Kingborough. Looked like it was a big crowd in Devonport. The Launcestonians haven't packed the building out thus far tonight, but this is just the curtain raiser. 2 NBL teams to come later tonight. Do you think they'll get around it and pack out the Derwent Entertainment Centre if a team does in fact get up?
I think they will. I really think they will. I reckon if they get a chance to put the games where people can travel, I don't think week games will help out the situation, but weekend games in Tasmania, I have no doubt that they will fill the stadium because you know, people love their basketball down in Tasmania. The junior kids are all playing at a high level. You got a lot of young college students going, a lot of young players going to college in the States. And I just believe that the timing is right now. And of course, with Larry Kesselman, you know, wanting to get behind it, and you know, he don't fail at anything I've seen. So I believe he can make that happen, and the people of Tasmania get behind it.
You know, we talk about the era where you played, the importance of that era, the golden era. Talk to us about what you're seeing now in terms of basketball at every level in this country.
Well, I've always believed that basketball was the premier sport. That's just the way I think. I mean, you got AFL, you got, you know, the rugby league and rugby union, cricket, but I always thought basketball, when in the heyday, when we hit the packed houses and started playing at Boondle, we were the first team to get 10,000 people at a game at Boondle back in 1985 against the Adelaide 36ers. Now, I went to that game, 52,000 people at Marvel Stadium, and I said, I remember the tin shed where I played in front of 400, standing room only, you know, and a barbecue blowing smoke from court two. I thought this is wonderful, and we have arrived, particularly after knocking them off. So the talent base of the young Australian kids coming up now, I still coach at grassroots level. I coach under 14s. I coached 3 teams in Canberra this year, under 14, under 19s, Canberra Grammar, under 19s Division 2. And to see the kids coming through now, all keen ballers. And of course, when I first decided that I wanted to make an imprint here, Kerry Stokes sent me to the States to get a project. And I went and got the NBA entertainment tapes, switched to PAL from NTSC so he could sell them in the market. And now the game is just went kaboom because everyone wants to identify with the NBA. Well, we got 13 players in the NBA now. When I came here, we weren't thinking about that. So all of a sudden, basketball has become the sport. And because you got someone like Larry Kesselman behind it, driving it, I can't see why it won't keep rising now. You know, playing NBA teams. Pretty soon we're going to have NBA teams coming here. Yeah. And I think that's the next agenda because back in the day, you know, having Magic Johnson All-Stars and George Gervin All-Stars and all those guys coming here just to play exhibition games against the Australian team. Now they're playing real preseason games, so I think the best is still yet to come.
5 more of those to come this year. NBL 1 All-Stars, while we're chatting, continuing to play really well. Another timeout called by the Taipans. This thing got out to 28 during the second quarter, and it's back to 16 again. They've had a really good quarter here.
Well, they lost by 49, I guess, the other day. I watched a little bit on the stream.
Yep.
And I'm saying, whoa, but to see now how they flip the script and they're competing. And these guys want to be seen too. It's like we show up on the court, shoot, we got game too. Hold up, you got to guard me too.
100%.
And I think when they can prove that, that's good.
That game you're watching involved the Brisbane Bullets. We know you keep a keen eye on that team with CJ involved. What are your impressions of them at the moment in pre-season and heading towards NBL 20?
Well, it's been a difficult transition with Andre being away with the World Cup. And but CJ's been running the team, and he's been practicing. He's been telling me he's taking them through it and adjusting. So he's getting his little role as a head coach now. And I thought he did a good job rotating guys in and out. They're a different type of team than what I've seen from the others. Not overly big, but shoot. So it seems like everybody wants to get into the seams and kick. And boy, they all can pull up and hit it. Jason Kadee, and of course, you got Lamar Patterson who can ISO, and these guys, Singler and Braun, pretty special dudes. So what I'm seeing too, though, is that you got a lot of brothers in the league this year. Brisbane's not one of those teams. But at the same time, I see a chemistry that's pretty special amongst that group. And they're hungry because, no use making the playoffs one year and then get to the curb the next.
You're also a former Boomer. What were your impressions of the campaign just wrapped up at the FIBA World Cup?
Wow. It was kind of heartbreaking, really. I mean, I loved what they did. The run 6-0 and watching Patty, who I had since he was 12 years old, till he was like 15. And then when he went to college, I'd give him cards when he come back. And to see how he played, just carried folks during certain quarters. But the whole team, Bogut, the way some blind passing and the young kid, Jock Lanza, at the beginning. When he came out, I was like, who's this kid? I hadn't seen him. And Baines, like a beast. To me, those guys show that they've got their heart representing Australia, and they want to let the world know that we're going to be here from this point on. And I think they did that. Now, being that they didn't win a medal, to me, that's all right. I mean, everyone wanted to be sad about it, but for mine, I'm saying, shoot, hey, watch us the next step. When Simmons and all the rest of the guys, Maker and all those guys come in, which is going to be a difficult choice to see who you take at that point. But that's what it's all about. Competitiveness is like the dream team. Who's going to break it? To that. And the U.S. is coming, too.
U.S. is coming.
U.S. is coming.
Curry put his hand up. LeBron is interested. Klay Thompson put his hand up. Dame Dollar, a.k.a. Dame Lillard, put his hand up. Say they're playing in the Olympics. They want to play.
They want to play.
Lastly, before we close out this quarter, LaMelo Ball, R.J. Hampton, Next Stars program. Your thoughts?
A beautiful thing.
Hold that thought for a second, Cal. We'll just call the last possession here of what's been a terrific third quarter for the NBL 1. Then we'll get your thoughts on LaMelo. Final possession, finds Jerick in the corner, and he can't hit. So what an outstanding quarter from that NBL 1 squad. Able to cut this thing back to 14 with a quarter to play. Yeah, before we let you go, this is fascinating. I want to hear your thoughts on LaMelo Ball, RJ Hampton, these Next Stars.
I'm impressed. They've come out with a nice, relaxed mode about what they're on. It's a mission. These kids is on a mission to go to the next level. Both are special talent. LaMelo, I love the Ball family. I kind of picture myself being like LeVar, But at the same time, I see his kid, he's got his focus. And he's only about one thing, getting to the NBA. But he's also about winning, because I love his unselfish ways, To see that he can throw floaters from the free throw line and, go to the hole with either hand and shoot from wherever he feels like. I'm surprised he's got that freedom and the confidence to back it up. RJ Hampton, I think he's special. He looked like he's just still finding his groove, but that kid is ISO quick, and he can pull up, wet jumper. It didn't go in very much from what I could see, 7 to 12, whatever, but he looked comfortable pulling it, and he's an athlete. So to me, Next Stars is about bringing athletes in. And all these guys set the bar for our young Australian players to step up. And I'm old school. People say, oh, well, what about the Australians? Now they're bringing in all these guys. They're not going to have a chance to play, you know. And you know what? Don't worry about all that. If they want to play, they're going to compete against them. And then when you compete, you're bringing out your best. And I'm all about, you know, the best, the cream rises to the top. So bring the next stars. Keep them flowing, you know.
Cal, always a pleasure, mate. A legend, a Hall of Famer, a champion, a top bloke, and, well, just one of the outstanding, charismatic characters of our game all time here in this country. Always a great chance to have a chat to you, mate.
I appreciate it, Liam. I'm very proud of you two guys, too, because the way y'all pumping it, and Cam, the way y'all taking that media explosion and taking the game to the next level from the 3-on-3 to the, you know, whatever we're producing, off the court, the shows, the overtime. To me, I'm in heaven. I'm sitting down with a nice cold beer, shit, legs crossed. I might not be beeping it out all the time. I'm trying to pump my own, but you know, like, you know, at the same time, I really admire it, and I like to thank you guys.
Awesome, man.
Keep up the great work.
You set the table. You're one of the guys that set the table for this league, mate. We're just cashing in.
Y'all definitely doing that. Shit, we missed that boat. I told Leroy, I said, Dad, why can't we be born a little bit later?
Thanks, guys. Mate. Awesome. Great to chat.
Same.
What a legend.